Hey, what's up, guys? We just got out of Popstar. Don't stop, never stopping.
Never stop,
never stopping. So let's have a little bit of a conversation about that one.
For sure.
The record label's concerned about ticket sales.
I heard he's getting into stage gimmicks now.
Dude, what is this?
That's your new head! Check this out.
What's up, guys? I'm Tech. This is Kojak. Like we said, we watched the new Lonely Island movie. If you don't know who Lonely Island is, I don't know where you've been.
You're not watching this movie.
Yeah. If you've ever seen any digital short that's funny on Saturday Night Live, if you've never heard I'm on a boat, I don't know who you are.
The main thing is about this movie is that I'm surprised it's rated R. It could have easily been PG.
Nice. You are very wrong about that. If you don't know anything about the movie, it's about a guy named Connor For Real who's on the top of his game, used to be in a rap group, and then went solo, went huge, and now he's trying to have his second album, and it's not doing that great.
Right.
That's the basic gist. This movie has cameos for days. Tons and tons of cameos.
So many credits saying himself, herself, herself, himself.
And they do it. They do it all fake documentary style, which I'm a big fan of the fake documentary style of movies.
It takes. I like this one, I'm generally not a fan of them. They're enjoyable, but this one is. I really like this.
I like them. I like them when they're good.
Yeah.
I mean, Spinal Tap's an amazing movie.
Right.
You know, CB4 was hilarious. There's a lot of fake documentaries that are really funny and really creative.
That is one I haven't seen. CB4.
It's good.
CB40? Yeah.
No.
CB4.
No, CB4.
Yeah, there we go.
But yeah, so tons of cameos. The things that people are doing and that they are saying is absolutely ridiculous and nonsensical.
And I'm assuming Lonely Island made the music.
Yeah, of course.
It's catchy and stupid.
And
I liked it.
And it's clever and it's funny and it's really well written, like they always do. I mean, it's basically, it's literally taking any of the stuff Lonely Island has done on initially on their website, the stuff that they've done with Saturday Night Live, the stuff that they've done just in general, their brand of humor, their brand of music, and all of that, and making an entire movie out of it. It's literally,
and it works.
Yeah. Because that's the worry, right? You find out Lonely Island's gonna make a movie. I hope it's them doing what they do best, and they do.
I been trying to not pay attention to his movies as much until seeing them, just so I'm a little more surprised, because we have to do so much in movies, so I try to avoid. So I wasn't actually fully aware that Lonely Island was a part of this, so I didn't really know how to feel going into it. And I mean,
you thought it was just an Andy Samberg
I thought he might have had some involvement in it and stuff like that, because I was trying to ignore the stuff. So I didn't come into it expecting it to be as funny as that, because if someone would have told me that it was basically Lonely Island the movie, I would have known exactly what to expect. So not knowing that, I was shocked and awed, and I laughed. I don't laugh that loud in the theater that often.
We laughed out loud, and it was a very funny movie. And the cool thing too is that there's certain people that they just know, and you knew that they were gonna show up and have cameos. And you just didn't know where. And when they show up, it's perfect. There's also people that you would never ever think would be in this movie that just show up. And
why?
I don't even know why, and we won't tell you who, because we don't want to ruin it for you. But
that was a lot of the fun.
That was a lot of the funny. Is someone shows up and is talking about Connor For Real, and you're like, why is this person in this movie? This is so ridiculous.
If you guys want to talk about this, give it a couple days in the comments before we really bring up who's in it. Let's talk in code.
Definitely. Let's definitely. When you put stuff in comments, obviously tell us if you liked it. Tell us if you like the songs and things like that. But please don't ruin all of the cameos that happen in the movie and the people that show up.
I would feel terrible for those people.
Yeah, because
we get to watch it first a lot of the time because we go out and do that. So it's hard to spoil.
It's hard to spoil a movie for us because we see them right when they come out. But definitely, I mean, we were just saying walking out, we're like, well, we always try and tell you who should see the movie and who shouldn't see the movie.
Can I take this one?
Sure. This is the best description of who should not see this movie.
If you have ever thought about the idea of maybe you might get offended at something someday, don't watch this movie.
If you've ever been offended,
if you ever thought about the possibility of you being offended at some point in life,
I mean, yeah, there is a lot of offensive jokes in this for sure. A lot of shocking, visually offensive things, yes. And I mean, pretty much. I mean, if you're a church every Sunday person, you know, I mean, if you're like, okay, if you're you know, one of the head members of the PTA at your local elementary school, and you're always responsible for bringing lemon squares to the bake sale, you're probably gonna hate this movie.
Unless you're a cool person.
Unless you have
just doing that is just your day persona, and at night.
Yeah, unless you're one of the desperate housewives where like you're putting on a facade, but then behind closed doors you're like crazy.
So if you haven't figured it out, what I said about it being PG is obviously a joke. Yes. This is hard R.
Definitely an R-rated movie.
Hard R.
Definitely. And but I mean, but they went there. They went offensive, and
they pull it off.
And they pulled it off really well.
Yeah.
And
they did not shy away from it. Like, they didn't just kind of show something for a second. It's like, oh, that's bad, and then like it's like offensive and kind of funny. They totally Family Guy'd a lot of that stuff. Like, they just held on to the scenes, the dialogue, and just kept going with it until it was just even more funny.
Yeah, and one of the things that I liked about it is that Lonely Island is 3 people.
Yeah.
But Andy Samberg is the guy who became the most famous out of the 3 of them, because of him being on Saturday Night Live and all of that stuff, right? And one of my concerns, because I knew it was a Lonely Island movie, was I was like, I hope the other 2 guys get their parts. Like, I know he's the star of the movie.
And they played into it that way, though.
They very much played into it that way, and it's actually part of the story, but they're funny. Like, they have funny things. They do funny things. I mean, I watched Lonely Island before.
I found
that stuff happened on Saturday Night Live. You know,
the studio reveal. That's not a spoiler in that sense. Was actually like the most like enlightening part to me on that, because it's like everybody did their thing. Everybody was like all their own crazy characters, but like for me personally, that is like, it doesn't matter who you are. Like, if you've done music, you will exist in that. That still exists for you. So it was like, that felt like that was the truest moment of the movie for me.
I mean,
which is weird that there was a true moment in this movie.
And there's a lot of like wonderful randomness to it.
There was.
Just like a lot of even like all the way to the end. At the end, there's a whole like moral lesson and everything like that. And it just gets interrupted by random crap. And this obviously doesn't ruin anything. Like, it's gonna be funny still, but like, there are a lot of random things that happen in this movie that are very funny. And it's, I will say flat out, it is rare that I go see a comedy and I'm laughing out loud and having such a good time.
Yeah.
And so
you
far,
don't laugh.
I don't laugh out loud.
That sounds bad, but like,
I don't laugh out loud that often. Like, it's really gotta get me.
Well, just comedy in general. You've seen a lot. You know a lot about it. So that's not a bad thing.
No, I find things funny. I just don't usually laugh out loud a lot.
It's hard to surprise laugh you.
Yeah. And it's funny. This is the, other than Deadpool, this is the second. This is the second movie, because Deadpool's not a straight comedy. This is the second comedy this year that had me laughing out loud, so it might be a really good year for comedy.
So far, yeah. I mean,
because The Nice Guys was really funny.
Nice Guys was really funny. And, we didn't see Neighbors 2. Never got around to that one.
We'll end up seeing it, but
the wedding date one.
Yeah, there's a bunch of comedies coming out, but I mean, as far as I'm concerned, The Nice Guys and this movie have definitely set the bar for comedies this year, and I hope they keep going.
This week in general.
Yeah,
this week
in general.
Movies. We did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, and it was good. And it's weird to say that the second movie is better.
Right.
And in this case, and then this movie was great. And I've heard good reviews already from the one with Emilia Clarke, Me Before You.
Yeah. Well,
so
I mean,
it's a great week.
But either way, I mean, the basic gist of this is, I mean, if you like those guys, you like really random, outlandish comedy, you want to see a bunch of cameos, you like the music of Lonely Island, and like offensive, like, you know, balls to the wall jokes, like you're gonna really like this movie, and you are definitely gonna laugh out loud. I mean, everyone in the theater was laughing. It was very funny.
Right.
And again, the only people who aren't gonna like it are the people who would get offended. You know.
Right.
They're just. I mean, that's the people who aren't gonna like it. You know.
Just flat out, if you get offended by anything, you're not gonna like this movie.
Seriously.
If you can take a joke and you can handle like being shocked, but then not get upset about it, this movie is probably gonna stick with you for a while.
Right. Like, if your normal day is sitting in a hammock drinking oolong tea while reading The Secret, there's a good chance you might not like this movie.
Hey.
Sorry. That being said, hope you guys talk to us about it, and please, again, don't spoil anything for anybody, because there's a lot of cameos and a lot of funny things that can be spoiled, so please don't do that in the comments, but we still want to hear what you think about this movie. Like we said in the review for our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we're not sure if we're going to do this one or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for Critique the Critics.
Put a poll up on Twitter and we'll see.
Yeah, we're going to put it up on Twitter.
I know what it's going to end up being.
I think so too, but we're still going to put up a poll on Twitter and see what you guys think we should do. That'll end up being right up here.
Right.
As always, thanks for liking and commenting and sharing with your friends.
As always, we love you for that.
For sure.
Always.
Until we see you guys next time, geek out and game on.